am Dr. Ruchika Verma, a postdoctoral fellow in Department of Psychology, is going to present a lecture on topic Women Entrepreneurship, which has been written by Shikha Nehru Sharma, founder and managing director, Nutri Health Systems. Women and entrepreneurship, it's a new area of study by women studies, and it's a new area where the women studies had put efforts for inquiry. Women and entrepreneurship defines many tangible and intangible facets of civilization. What are the factors which connect women's position? What are the factors which are responsible for women's position and role in the society? This particular lecture will traverse the path beginning from early influences to the market conditions. It shall also attempt to look at the internal psyche and environment of the women to the external environment of business. This particular module has been prepared with an intention to see how right from the beginning, when a child is born, when a girl is born, and what kind of experiences the girl child has in the family, and how that journey begins till the time she becomes an entrepreneur. First of all, we will talk about early influence. What is the meaning of early influences? How the journey begins, welcome or is taken as a burden. When a girl child is born in the family, even today, there is a major section of the society where still the girl child is considered as a burden. The girl is not, whether she is treated at par with other male siblings or whether she is born in a joint or a nuclear family. There are so many factors which decides what kind of early influences the girl will experience in the family. Because these factors determine the future of that particular girl in that particular family. Lot of researchers have found, and lot of experiences and cases in the history of women studies have proved this, that women that when a girl child is born either in the joint or nuclear family, that is the structure of the family affect her future in that particular family. The kind of rejection she faces or the kind of extreme kind of pampering which is overprotective, which results in lack of training or being responsible in future. These conditions depends a lot on the kind of family the girl child is born in. She can be rejected, she can be overprotected, it can lead to deficiency of a proper personality. She will be treated either as a pariah dhan, or she will be in subtle conditions and will be facing lots of gender biases, and there will be a discrimination in the family. Indian families, especially in India, we have seen that there are lots and lots of ways in which the girl child is discriminated in the family. Taking it right from beginning, whether it is the household work or whether it is the code of conduct, dresses, toys, preferences for work, preferences for relationships, preferences for mobility. In every sphere, there are different norms for boys and girls in the family. Although society is progressing and moving forward, but still there are families, there are many families where still such kind of early influences, early factors are present which affect the early influence in a positive or in a negative manner. The concept of pariah dhan is still prevailing in society, and girls are treated as they are members of other family which is brought up by in her own family as a pariah dhan or as a guest. The next question which arises is whether the girl ever allowed to have her own dream. Girl in an Indian family is always contextualized in a situation. They are trained, they have been socialized, and right from the childhood they have been taught, socialized to think in terms of their male counterparts. They have no dream of their own. What is a dream for a girl child? Is it a personal dream or is it a dream which is in relation to? The dream is always in relation to. I want to make my father happy. I want to do what my father wants me to do. I want to do what my brother wants to see in me. So everything is governed by the male member of the society, male member of the family or in the society. So what is more important for a girl child, the personal dream or the male dream in the family? Personal dream is denied to the girl child and there is a life of emptiness. There is right from beginning, there is no identity and there is no individuality of a girl child. Contrary to that, male child is always encouraged to dream and go out in the world. Female child is bounded by Lakshman Rekha, a dutiful wife, sacrificing mother and an obedient daughter. So the journey begins with an obedient daughter. The middle phase of the life goes as a dutiful wife and the last phase of the life remains as a sacrificing mother or later on mother-in-law. Families of trained professionals may be allowed to work, but she should not excel to the point where getting a suitable groom gets difficult. So there are families in Indian society where girls are moving forward, taking education, going for employment, higher studies, doing best of what they can do. But at some point of time, still the families end up saying that you should not study to that extent that it will be difficult for us to find a boy for you. So psychology of society that women must follow and should not never lead. This is the psychology of women in Indian society, that women should be educated, should work, should earn, be independent. Economic independence is encouraged, but to that point that she should not lead, but to follow some male member in the community. Now, since we are talking about women and entrepreneurship, it is very important to understand what entrepreneurship demands, because when we are talking about the entrepreneurship, and since it is very important that from which kind of background a girl is coming, it is very difficult for a girl to show entrepreneurship qualities in them. So what is an entrepreneurship demand? An entrepreneurship demand is that it first of all, a person should have an entrepreneurship attitude, an enterprising attitude, an attitude to do something, to take a decision, a desire to show the path to the team and find solution. Basically, it is a leading role of which the girl child is not habitual of. The girl child is in our society is habitual of following. So right from beginning, right from childhood, it is very important that the girl child should be encouraged to develop the qualities of leadership also. A desire to show the path to the team and find solution, ability and trust in oneself to take decision, a confidence in oneself to rise after every failure. These are the entrepreneurship demands, and if a girl want to start her career in entrepreneurship, then it is very important that she should have an ability to take decision and there should be a confidence to rise again and again after every failure, to explore and consider the journey of entrepreneurship with the passion of adventurer. It is not an area where a woman needs protection. It is an area of adventure. It is an area of exploration where she needs to move with full confidence and to have self-belief and self-dignity to plod on even when everyone around believes it can't be done. Because entrepreneurship is one area where women is just stepping in. It is very difficult for women to make a place in the entrepreneurship area. An ability to accept applause and believe it was her ability and not a favor gift from family or society. Because women is not habitual of accepting praise and applause in society or at higher position. That is why it is very important that entrepreneurship demand from a woman to develop these qualities for the acceptance of appreciation. The faith in one's capability to handle power and money, because unless and until the women is not having this quality of handling power and money, a woman cannot become a successful entrepreneur. But it is very important that are we instilling all these qualities which entrepreneurship demands, are we instilling these qualities in our girls right from childhood? These qualities cannot come suddenly. these qualities are instilled right from the childhood to develop a confidence that yes, you can do something new in your life and you can do something with full confidence and you are capable of doing anything new in any area of your life. The next thing, which is the most important thing which influence a girl child from the beginning, is the influence of the mother, because mother is the immediate and first role model which the girl child identifies. So mother, the role of mother becomes most important. Mother has minor role in the family or involved in minor family politics. Normally when a child's life in the normal Indian families, normally the mother is considered as a very non-significant member of the family who doesn't play any role in decision making. However, when a child observes her mother, it is very important that the mother should be encouraged to at least take minor decisions in the life of the child. More than the education of the mother, it is her personal belief system, belief that her child is talented or liability translates into reality. Doesn't matter whether the mother herself is strong or not. It is very important that mother's faith in her child that my daughter can do something different from me is very important. Once the mother has a belief system, has a thought that my child is talented and she has an ability to do something, then the child will grow in that direction. Strong, capable mother are more likely to have capable daughter is seen quite often. Normally it has been seen that confident mothers, they have confident daughters. Family as a moral and emotional anchor help create the development of entrepreneurship in women, because entrepreneurship in women cannot come from the society, it comes from the family first. Unless we encourage our daughters to show leading role in the family itself, they cannot show their role as an entrepreneurship in the society, because the quality of leading, taking decision, confidence, leadership qualities, taking a decision and doing some action on their own shoulders, it's a quality which comes right from the home, and then these girls can easily take entrepreneurship in future. What is the role of educational background and influence? Educational background is not mandatory to venture into entrepreneurship, although it play a vital role if the woman needs bank funding to grow her business beyond the MSME level. However, in most of the situation for entrepreneurship, the education is required only when a woman wants to do some written work or some bank work or something like that. But there are many women who are not educated, but they are very good entrepreneurs in terms of their confidence, in terms of their aptitude and willingness to venture into a basic business, which are the basic ingredients of entrepreneur women. What is the influence? Because many times entrepreneurship comes from the influence of media and newspaper. Media and newspapers tells the stories of women from different fields making a mark and sparks interest and dreams in the minds of young women. When women, for example, when young women listen the stories of other women who are doing entrepreneurship and making a life of their own, then it creates interest and dreams in the minds of other young women who can do something, who are capable of doing something in their lives also. Although it is hard to find many stories of women's achievement or about the contribution of women nation building, however, there are evidences, there are many contributions of women at the grassroots level which can help in telling young women about the qualities of women entrepreneurs. Women are protected as women, they occupy more as more protected in the society on a professional ground. For example, many times it has been seen that in most of the official nomenclature, masculine tone is required if people are on a senior post, and even on the main holding post, most decision making posts are always occupied by a male member in the office, because normally people think that the dominating role of handling 10 employees, 12 employees, or dictating and giving work to number of employees in a particular office, that can be efficiently done by a male employee as compared to a women employee. However, it is not true. Women entrepreneurs are doing very good, and at present many of them are running big companies. Now, what is actually the role of external culture and society and nature of industry? These are the factors which affect women entrepreneurship in India. Society does not consider a woman in business as a serious player. Even today, since women has started entering into many corporate and IT sector world, however, even today, women has not been considered as a serious employee in the business sector. A woman supporting a husband in business is far more palatable to society than a woman working on her own steam. That is true that normally many successful husbands, they attribute this to their wives, that behind my success my wife is there, because my wife is provides everything to me when I am doing my hard work. However, when it comes to women, and women occupies a strong position at any entrepreneur level, it is not palatable and digestible to the society. In some businesses, women have found it easier to establish and thrive rather than other sectors. For example, fashion, healthcare, etc. There are certain industries where women has established herself comfortably. So, it is the external culture and society and nature of the industry which will determine whether a women entrepreneur will be successful in that particular industry or not. So, the culture and society of that particular industry is very important, whether they are women friendly, whether they accept the women's professional role or not, and or whether the male employees of that particular industry are comfortable with the female boss. Now, what are the various role models? Role models in our society, from local tales to Panchayati Raj leaders, outside society of women leaders, also have an influence on the budding women entrepreneur. New women entrepreneurs who are growing, they always find out the stories of many role models in our society, like for example, many Panchayati Raj leaders or some local women who has started some entrepreneur, some business in slum area or some needful people. Such kind of stories influence young women. All entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs in particular need a spark or an igniting of the mind. This can come from observing a local women influencer. So, basically what a woman need to become an entrepreneur is an ignition from some other women who is successful in that particular area. That spark or ignition is sufficient for a woman to at least start as an entrepreneur. Now, what kind of support system is required? Because women cannot start an entrepreneur, and she cannot become an entrepreneur unless she has a proper support system. So, support system can be inspirational support, sustained motivational support. For example, inspirational support, like for example, if a woman is got inspiration from some big role model, like for example, some people, they can say that Ila Bhatt has done lot of work for women. They also develop some small kind of self-help groups in their societies. So, that is an inspirational support. Similarly, another kind of support systems are sustained motivational support from someone who is within the sphere of influence, like uncle, aunt, teachers. These are the people who are found around the entrepreneur, and these are the people whom the women is interacting. So, who help them to sustain their motivational level, so that they can help them time to time when there is a need for time management, devoting more time to work, or there is a threat to status quo. Then the third kind of support system is financial and legal support. Like for example, whenever in the process of developing an entrepreneurship, if they need some money or they want some legal support, like for example, difficulty in raising funds, lack of knowledge, layers of bureaucracy, paperwork, corruption, these are the things which an entrepreneur needs, for which an entrepreneur needs, without which she cannot move ahead. Then the another support which an entrepreneur require is the travel and modes of travel support and infrastructure support. Social problems like safety and security, operate from home, start business are some of the examples. Like for example, if she wants to travel somewhere, she wants some kind of funding for traveling, for understanding the social problems like safety and security issues. These are the things also which should be looked after, which should be taken care of, and an entrepreneur needs support regarding these issues also. Now there are some outliers, like for example, there exists considerable outliers that have go to any level for support, education or exposure to build business. And these are like, this is something like that bell curve that people, that even if like for example, policies and can be done to provide opportunity to future women entrepreneurs. So many people are available who can provide help to women entrepreneurs to start something new in their future. For developing any kind of small business or industry, there are lot of people who help women for such kind of providing such kind of help. The next is facilitation for development. Now, what is the meaning of facilitation for development? There are suggested facilitation for development of women entrepreneurs in India is that information of web about schemes for women, television advertisements, publications and radio programs on women entrepreneurship. Now, what are the things which facilitate development? One thing is that since in India, there are so many policies, there are so many schemes for women to start new businesses. To develop awareness for these schemes, television advertisements, publication, radio programs and many other kind of, there are many other posters, use of pictures, workshops, seminars can be conducted so that they can facilitate the development of women entrepreneurs in India, because until the women is aware of the facilities which are available in there for them by the government, women cannot utilize those facilities. Then the second factor which helps in facilitation for development of women entrepreneurs is a child care facility or a creche. This is a very important point, because for any women, since the social roles are still clearly defined, that not only the child birth but the care of child is a total responsibility of women, and as a result the first factor which affect a woman for starting a business is how my child will be taken care of. This is the most important worry which every woman has. So the crèche or daycare facilitation center as part of school system in smaller towns especially, which can look after the needs of the child, small children ranging from 6 months to 6 years, can be a very good option, can be a very good facilitating factor for the development of women entrepreneurs in India. Then third is information about fundraising opportunities. Fund is a very important area without which the women cannot start any entrepreneurship. So for fundraising opportunity, it is very important that women should be given sufficient information about how they can raise fund and if they want to start any new business. Then the fourth point is that there should be better law and order in the country, because whenever women starts a new work in any state, in any small district, there is a question of, there is a threat of women's security and women always remain hesitant. So better law and order condition in the country can ensure safety to the women, and women will not hesitate, because these are the minds. If women is not coming forward and doing some kind of entrepreneurship and starting new businesses for the development of the nation, the half of the population is not developing, and as a result the country is still developing, will never go towards complete development till the time the women will come forward and start doing entrepreneurship. Thank you so much.